And also, Mitch Darrell, he has released a song called Chop It Up, featuring Chris Noah, Jody, Jermaine, and Quadravian. I didn't know how to say that. Talk about it just a tad bit, man. What is up with this song, Chop It Up?
So a lot of the songs and concepts, everything I come up with is like just at a moment. I'm like, oh, I should do this, and then I usually do it. So I was sitting, and people have started to know me as someone who raps fast, which isn't really intentional. Like, I'm not trying to be a chopper rapper. I just can rap fast, so I like doing it. And I was like, you know what? There was actually a Instagram page that followed me called, like, they do like competitions or whatever where they do a challenge like every week and you can send into it. And they invited me to like do one of the challenges, and I saw someone who submitted, and it was Quadravian, and he did this super fast. It was so fast and good that I was like, I'm not even gonna enter it this week. Like, and I was like, you know what? Let me go to his page and follow him. And I was like, yo, man, this is really good. Like, it's super dope. He's in Christian hip hop, but only has like 1 or 2 songs out. He's kind of new to it. Right. And I was like, you know what? I should do a song where I get some of the faster rapping guys in Christian hip hop, and like we just do like go back to back to back and try to rap as fast as we can. And I was like, Jody, since I was on the song with KJ with him, he had a really dope verse, and then Chris is crazy when it comes to speed and this lyricism. So I was like, I got all 3 of them together, and they all sent me the verses, and as each one of them sent their verse, and I was like, this is better than mine, this is better than mine, this is better than mine. And so I started promoting it by saying, I have a song where there's 3 people on it, and my verse is the worst verse. And my verse is still good, but I think mine is the worst out of the 4. Or 3rd, depends. Me and Quadravian are close. But Jody's and Chris's are definitely better. But this is one of my favorite songs I've done. It's just super, like, everyone that's listened to it is like, this is crazy. Like, I like rapping fast, and I like the hook on it.
Well, I will say this. I was excited whenever I saw Chris respond to that, because as soon as you said that and then Chris responded, I was like, okay, Chris is on that song. I said, Chris is on that song.
Yep, yeah, I gave it away. I hated that he did that, kind of.
And one of my favorite things, man, one thing that I've loved about being able to do this show is seeing the different North Carolina artists link up, because Chris had Rare Breed, Monty on his song. You've linked up with Monty. I know Rare and Monty have met. And so it's just good to see, the North Carolina artists really kind of, grouping together and doing some stuff together. And I think that's really awesome. I think Chris and Monty performed together in Fable at one point.
Well, and even still, even seeing these artists growing in their careers. Because, I mean, I think we've known Chris the longest.
Yeah, personally we've known him the longest.
Yeah, and so, it's just, it's fantastic to see, what God has got for you guys, and what's going on in your lives, and the ministry work that you guys are doing, which is just always very cool.
The only reason you were getting better is because the show.
Chris is insane. Like,
he
really is one of the most and like, even after he won the Cannons contest, which I was like, I remember I asked him, I was like, you gonna enter? I had already entered, and he was like, I don't know if I am or not. And in my head, I'm like, please don't, because I might win if I don't enter. But we're kind of oblivious when it comes to like who's around us, because I paid him for the feature on there, and I was like, what's like the email I can send? I think it was PayPal or Cash App or something. And it ended in at NCSU or whatever. I was like, you went to NC State? He was like, yeah, I graduated 2 years ago. I was like, I graduated a year ago. I was like, how did we not? We didn't even know that we were at the same school for 3 years.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I'm still in Raleigh. Like, we didn't realize how close we were in vicinity. So we've been texting a lot. We're supposed to meet up after he gets back around and like eat and talk and stuff. But I'm like, I've followed this guy for a while. Didn't even know he'd gone to my school since I've been an artist, and it's really like down the street for me.
Yeah, one of the things I do is every time I see a music submission or somebody on Twitter, I always look to see if it says North Carolina.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I've said it before. I say it again. I think North Carolina has some of the best indie CHH artists in the game.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
I really believe that. I'm not just biased.
I'm totally biased.
Yeah, you are.